What do you guys do?
I think
The,
Dr. Clark
the
is
place has not yet opened. There's just people gathered outside. That's also fair to note. And it is about, at this point, uh, 6:30 in the evening. Still light out. So go ahead, Wordus. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I think Dr. Clark Berry is like studying the crowd, like looking for like people with acne or like people he suspects would have like erectile dysfunction or something. Just like trying to find like easy prey.
There are quite a few. You see a couple of businessmen and what look like some college students. You can infer whatever you want from the pictures. I know I copied most of them there, but there is a small crowd gathered there.
Can I like already be there? Like be
Yeah, no,
showing up?
all of you are already here. You just pick where you are down there. I need to create a token for you because like the token I had created for you bugged out.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm waiting
so
to meet a group of friends from school.
sure.
Who were supposed to be here a while ago, but aren't answering. So I guess I'll
For
be like
some
by the bar.
reason,
Is
A
there
bit
a
of a
bar?
closet alcoholic.
well, you guys, huh? That's weird. It keeps loading the old picture and not the picture that I wanted you to.
Yeah,
Mm,
I still have baby face.
yeah,
Hi.
hold on.
The more I zoom in, the more creepy it gets.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty creepy. Oh, I see. That's why. Because there's three of them, and it's all right. Okay, delete, delete, delete. All right, and then. Sorry, hold for technical difficulties. Yeah, so you guys, the bar itself is not yet opened. People are just gathering outside because it's supposed to be open any minute now.
Okay, cool.
Uh, Zar Akash does not yet see his friends there, so he's just kind of waiting there.
Yeah, they're not gonna show up.
Yeah, and Liechtenstein, did you select this bar in the evening because this is close to where you live, or did you hear about this through one of your students, decided to check it out?
I was supposed to meet some people here after work for drinks, but they
Yeah.
are not
That
anywhere
is
to be seen.
correct. They are not yet here. It's still early. By some providence of fate, most of you, with the exception of, oh, why is this? Hold on, it's giving me problems. Let's try doing that. I see like some kind of like I'm having some kind of copy to the clipboard thing just repeats over and over, and then I ask it to import. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I just have to
Look how
shrink
realistic.
you. Yeah, you do have a realistic one. I just have to shrink you down so that
Yeah.
you are the
You're not
same size.
giant anymore.
There you go. Cool.
So he's not big and strong. He's nothing. He's just
So, Kosh,
very dexterous.
and then we
Dexterous.
have.
You know what I mean?
Are you delirious?
You know what I mean?
Should not be
I'm just
dexterous.
gonna. I'm just labeling you Dr. L because I'm not gonna try to spell out Liechtenstein.
Von Liechtenstein.
Von Liechtenstein. Wordis, what's your character's name again? The first name?
Stan.
Stan. Okay, cool. So here's Akash, here's Stan, there's Dr. L. And so there's a small crowd of people. After a couple of minutes, um, uh, a waitress comes out of the bistro doors. She unlocks the doors frantically. And let me say, this is it. Oh no, not the cops. Not yet, cops. You're not supposed to be here. Oh, sorry if that screwed things up for people.
Dr. Clark Berry is gonna quickly like snort all his cocaine before the cops get there.
Man.
Yeah.
So he's going to the hospital. Okay.
Yeah, there's no.
Don't worry, I got an EpiPen in my other pocket. If I start dying, just
Really?
stab me in the heart.
Cocaine
If I
with an
start
EpiPen?
dying. Yeah, but EpiPen is going to do absolutely nothing against cocaine.
It might make it worse.
I was using
So-
I was using Pulp Fiction logic.
So, not where I just
You're not
knocked the.
allergic to the cocaine.
I'm
It's
having.
really bad for
What's that thing they stabbed her in the heart with in Pulp Fiction? Was that adrenaline?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was an adrenaline shot.
norepinephrine.
Okay, I got that in my pocket.
You do not want it's adrenaline with cocaine. Do you not see
Okay.
how that's a bad mix? I'm sorry.
It's a
Look, this
couple
is gonna
uppers.
shock you, but I've never been to fucking medical school, guys.
So-
I don't know what to do if you're ODing.
So here's the thing. So 5 minutes before the doors are supposed to open, you guys hear a muffled scream, and then from the doors of the bistro comes out this here, a waitress, and her hands and part of her shirt are covered in blood, and she is screaming for the police. What do you do?
Do I own a phone?
Everybody owns standard technology, so everybody has at least a cell phone. If your resources rating is 2 or higher, you can have a smartphone.
Nice.
Before I react, what does everyone else kind of seem to be doing in reaction?
I mean, if you just want to scan and look to see what the reactions, that is an action that you can take. Otherwise, like, this just happened, so no one's had a chance to do anything except hear some lady scream about blood.
Then that's my action. I'll observe.
Right, cool. So this is what you can do. So you have an investigation, right?
Okay.
Are you trying to assess the crowd, assess the girl? What specifically are you looking to do?
I think first would be the crowd and second would be the girl. But I
Okay.
guess I'd have to do that on 2 turns or something, right?
Yeah, so on the first turn, you're trying to sweep the crowd. So this is like your ex-CIA instincts kicking in. It's like, all right, clearly there's something going on here. Give me a perception plus investigation roll, difficulty 7. So your perception is a 3, your investigation is a 3, so that means you roll 6 dice.
Not rolling, I'm just moving them.
Yep. Cool. Now, every 7 and above that you roll counts as a success.
Damn.
Any ones cancel successes. Zeros count as 10. So in this case, you have 2 successes because you have a 0 and an 8.
Right.
Cool. So on 2 successes means that you flat out succeed, as opposed to barely succeed, which is 1 success.
Okay.
So you scan the crowd, and from the looks of it, everyone that you see here looks completely, totally shocked. Like, this is not something that they were expecting. In the general vicinity, you don't see anyone kind of trying to escape or flee the scene. Most of the people here are, if they were in their own private conversations, are now definitely stopping and turning to see what's going on.
Okay.
You also notice that there is a uniformed police officer right over here.
I'm very observant. I like this. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's me, I
Yep.
guess.
Wordis, you were trying to find marks.
Well,
Are
I
you-
mean,
Are you
now,
trying? Not now that there's bloody murder.
yeah, I mean, I think at this point I'd walk up to the waitress like, hey, I'm a medical doctor. What's wrong?
All right, cool. So out of the crowd, this gentleman, the goatee, well dressed, comes up to claim that he is a medical doctor and asks her what is wrong. Ark,
Yes.
What is Drew doing?
Drew is observing to see what is happening.
Hmm.
And taking pictures with his phone.
Excellent. So obviously at this point, she looks super hysterical. And when you say that you're a doctor, she kind of blinks a little bit and goes, oh my God, they're all dead. They're all dead. I don't know what happened.
Well-
Can you help? Can you come help?
Yeah, I better go take a look at this.
Ooh,
Okay.
my interest is piqued.
All right. So, oh, I'm looking. Sorry, my global channel was up, and I was very confused as to why you guys were typing about Secret Hitler. I was like, sorry.
Never played that.
It's basically Mafia. If you've ever played any other Mafia games with a Hitler skin on it,
Secret Hitler does not sound like
or
anything
Werewolf,
fun.
if that's the party game that you've played instead of Mafia.
No, I know what the game is. I just never played it.
So you see that the waitress starts to go into the place, and she's opening the door. Dr. Drew, give me a perception plus science roll.
How do I do that?
All right, so your perception is 4, it's 3 dots. Your science is 5, so that's a total of 8 dice. So just take 2 out because I put 10 in there, so everybody has 10. So yeah, exactly. And the difficulty for this is a difficulty of 7.
How are you doing this, by the way? Like by a book or like by GMing?
What do you mean, the difficulties?
Yeah, like how.
I have them memorized, but there's a set of rule books that you can look at. Most standard
fair.
difficulty. Yeah. You rolled. You have 1. You have a 0, and so all right. So barely. All right. When the waitress opens the door, like it takes you half a second because you're not looking for it, but things are very peaked. But you notice a slight shimmer in the air in front of the door, and you quickly deduce that would be based on your knowledge in science and physics. Such a shimmer is present when there's a sort of gas leak of some kind.
Oh, and I yell out.
Okay.
Gas leak!
Okay.
Do
Step
I
away
hear
from
'em?
the door! I'm yelling it right next to you.
Oh yeah, I get the fuck out of there.
Okay. Well, so the waitress opens the door. People start to they're all panicked. Somebody yells gas leak. The waitress turns around and looks confused for a moment, and it is at that point that there is an explosion. She is knocked to the floor. Lipper. Some of the windows are busted out, and some of the people here are thrown back through the ground.
Reflex save. I'm just joking.
Okay. For the most part, the rest of you were far enough away because it wasn't like a major explosion. The building's not coming down, but definitely there's a big explosion happening.
Can I like roll, duck, and catch her? Is that
I'm sorry?
extreme? Can I like?
No,
roll,
she's
roll,
not. She's not like flying through the air. She just gets knocked over.
down? Gotcha.
Like I can't really like. It's hard to get them to be like knocked over and just
No.
flip.
I'm just trying to figure out like what's my limits here in terms of like free.
Well, you can tell me what your actions are that you got. But I'm describing that like it's no one's flying through the air. But if you wanted to like go and try to like assist or have some help that you can do, you can do that. It's just not your action yet because I've gone through everyone. All right, cool. So now, just so you guys get used to it, let's do an initiative roll. So in this game, initiative is determined by wits plus alertness. That's your dice pool. And it's a standard difficulty of 5.
Okay. Wits plus alertness.
Mm-hmm. So in the case of Czar, you have a total of 6 dice to that roll.
Okay, do I roll this? Just
Yeah, you roll it and tell me how many 5s and above you get. If you get any 1s, they cancel out any successes that you got. So you're at a 4. Yeah,
I
cool.
only got 1.
All right, great. So 1, 4, and Wordus.
How do you roll multiple dice? I forgot.
You select you drag a box over and then
You can shake to group them, and then
Yep.
press R to roll them.
What's perception used for? Because I was kind of going for him to be
8,
like a
10,
detective.
9,
So
6.
three successes
Okay.
because I had a 1-1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so 3. So the order is Doctor, then Stan, and then Akash. Cool. So on 4 successes. Oh, and then I have to roll for off-screen stuff. So if you'll excuse me, I'm rolling in my little dark pit over here.
I wasn't supposed to fill out that combat slot, right? Because I don't know, and I don't have any weapons or anything yet.
Nope, not yet.
Good.
But
Well, not good, but yeah.
yeah, not here. You wouldn't like be packing a gun in New York City. It's not open carry.
Whoa! Everybody packs a gun in New York City. What are you talking about?
Facts.
Not out in the open, and not definitely in this particular neighborhood.
Brooklyn's rough, you know.
Not this area of Brooklyn, man. You haven't been in Brooklyn in a while.
Not since I was born, no.
Yeah,
Gentrification.
That's not true.
Yeah. You got to go further in to get an area like where Zara lives. But
Well, I mean, they're scattered in between, but yeah.
yeah, there's little tinier neighborhoods that are still rough. But with all that said, on 4 successes, it starts with Drew. Dr. Drew, where are you going? What are you doing?
Okay, so it just exploded.
Yes. You are
Glass
fine.
everywhere. People are
There's glass
screaming.
in front of the place, so it wasn't. You have enough knowledges and science that you can tell like this was a controlled explosion. Because the glass blew out, but it didn't go very far. Most of the people don't seem to be very injured. They seem to just be like knocked over with concussive force, and
Right.
glass is showered out. But like from your initial scan that you can see, like no one's dismembered or anything that drastic.
Light wounds.
Yep.
Okay.
Small minor cuts and scrapes that you would expect from flying glass, but you know.
How is waitress?
She is screaming on the floor and crying.
Okay, floor screaming with crying.
Yes.
I will run over to her. Well, which one is the waitress?
The red one.
Okay, then I will head over to her and attempt to drag her away from the door to somewhere like here, safe from any further explosions.
In her current state of shock, she doesn't seem to resist you much. It's just the difficulty of actually getting her on her feet at the moment. On 3, that would be Wordus. What are you up to?
I think I'll call the fire department.
Sure.
This is post 9/11 New York. I imagine
Yep.
the fire department's pretty excellent. They're probably already here.
They're not quite here yet, no, but they don't instantly show up when something happens.
Teleportation department.
But they do get here pretty quick. However, yes, you start to call the fire department. You also notice, just in general, like other people seem to have that same idea. So cell phones start to come out. People start to call.
Oh well, in that case, I guess I'll assist with anybody who looks like they're hurting.
I mean, you can do that also, because you can like pick people up while you're calling. I don't want to deny you your action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
just try to be helpful.
Good. Akash.
I don't know. I want to do more investigation. Like, I want to analyze what just caused this. Like, what's happening here?
Sure.
Who was dead? Why was there an explosion? Is somebody covering something up? Like,
Yeah. Like how? Like
um,
what exactly? So
I don't
there's-
have much science knowledge, so like investigating like the burn marks won't make any sense. You know what I mean?
correct, but like, what exactly is it that you're looking to do? Are you looking for who did this? Are you looking for how did this happen? Or are you looking for, are you trying to spot anyone that may be involved?
I think naturally I'd be looking for who somebody's involved because like the explosion is just triggering me into like like PTSD type
All right.
mode. So I'm
Then-
assuming it's something to do with me for some reason.
Then yeah, just give me another straight up perception plus investigation.
So same 6.
Yeah, it's the same 6. And the difficulty is 7. All right, so the 1 cancels out the 10, and then you have a 7 and 8. Yeah, so 2 successes. All right. So because of your former training, you look inside and you look around, and then you just like try to look at the area, and you just barely catch a shadow on the ground. And when you look up on the roof, you see like somebody's head as it just starting to peek back over the ledge, like somebody was looking over, but then they drew their head back. So you couldn't quite make out who it was, but there's definitely someone on the roof of this building
Mhm.
that was looking down.
Okay. Then I'll probably. Oh, well, I don't have another action, do I?
Nope, you were looking around, but you can still move if you wanted to move. But
No, I'm just gonna like call the police or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, okay, I'm good.
all right, and then also on one, this cop that's over here comes up and is talking into their radio, calling in for an ambulance and calling the fire department.
Mm-hmm.
And seems to be going around trying to keep people calm. You also see the lights of a police car flare up as these cops who happen to be here roll on up.
Well, if I was going to call the police and I could have moved, what I would have done is run to the officer.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Sam over here. I'm gonna talk to her when I can.
And then I need. Hopefully, it doesn't sink in the building. I don't know. Oh, cool. Yes, it doesn't sink in the building. And I have a token up here. I'm just using this general token for the moment. Person on the roof. Awesome. Back at the top of the order. Dr. Drew, what you do?
Okay, so I've seen people call for assistance, right?
Yep.
Okay. What's the status of this waitress?
The waitress, when you took her up to her feet, she has some minor injuries, mostly from the explosion. She seems to be incredibly distraught. Her hands are still covered in fresh blood, as is her shirt, so still moist and wet.
Okay.
She is barely intelligible at this point because she is so distraught with all that she's seen. Because remember, she came out saying, "There's blood, they're dead, oh my god," and then suddenly there's an explosion.
Right. Okay. So, who do I see besides her nearby? Seeing as how I've dragged her to this table over here.
There, like, if there's a little token, those are people who are about. Some of them are starting to get back up. There seems to be a few couples and some friends, people who are just here for a drink. The police officer is just saying, like doing the standard, please back away, everybody back away, move closer to the sidewalk, away from the front of the building. And the 2 cops here are starting to get out of their car to make their way
Okay.
over.
I walk over to the cops.
Okay.
She's stable, right? So I just walk over to the cops and I begin to tell them what I have seen.
All right.
So, I of course pull out my identification and present it.
Mm-hmm. They, they take in your statement. This cop takes your statement as the other one starts to move over here, and the other one's over here to do crowd control.
Have I established my authority?
Sure, yeah.
Good.
They immediately, like, when upon seeing you, like, oh yes, sir, of course. Oh, I see. Doctor, great. What did you witness here? And he starts taking your statement. Wordus.
I think I find an unconscious dude and like kind of a richer looking guy. Like he's not gonna miss that Rolex.
Okay, there's nobody unconscious, but there are people on the ground. So, like, yes, if you want to try to hit your mark and see if you can pickpocket somebody and get their Rolex, that's fine. The roll for that would be a dexterity plus security. Since you do not have any dots in security, it is a +1 to the difficulty. People seem pretty distracted, so the standard difficulty would be 6. So in this, I'm going to give you a 7. So roll 3 dice, and you want to roll 6 or and above on those 3.
Oh,
Okay, you got a botch.
uh-oh.
So if you get ones with no successes, what happens is you botch. So you come on over, and who's a nice this businessman over here. You come over. This guy was on the floor, and you're like, "Oh, hey, Mister, here, let me help you up." And he gives you your hand, and you go to clap his wrist so that you can get the watch out of him. And you actually manage to get the watch halfway up his wrist, but unfortunately, it is at that time that this cop here spots you and goes, "Hey, you! What do you think you're doing?
Oh, I'm just helping this guy.
Helping him? Looks like you're helping yourself to that guy's watch. What's your name?
Nah,
Let me see
man.
some ID."
I'll show him my license.
Okay. And they start to like talk to you and get your information. Czar.
So is it a whole action to tell the officer something?
It depends. If you're just like, yeah, this happened and stuff like that, that could be an action. If it's like, hey, there's a guy on the roof, you should probably do something about this. That is your like standard action, and then you can still take a move action if you wanted to move along.
Okay. I'm thinking.
There is a police officer right here, currently talking to this gentleman.
There's one in front of me as well. Right?
There's one over here in front of you, and there's one. No, that's not a cop. There's
Two
two
here.
behind you. Yep.
Yeah. I'll talk to the one who was here. That one in front of me.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I want to run upstairs, but I don't think that's a good idea. Not because of just the enemy, but because this is a police scene.
Mhm.
So my idea was to say like, there's someone upstairs, right? Like he could have been who killed them or whatever, and then run inside. But I really want to know if that's ill-advised before I do it.
This is an open world, man. You tell me what
Mm.
you. I'm trying to create a story here. What is it that your character would do? Describe it. There's no penalties for anything.
I'm trying to figure out whether his motivation is more to stay low or to like protect his, identity, or run in there based on training. Can't think.
I mean, it's not unusual in New York City for people to help out, so it doesn't require you to blow your cover. If like your instinct is like, I got to figure out what's going on.
No, I know it probably won't blow my cover. I'm more worried about like, is he like the super cautious, like,
I don't know. You tell me. It's your character.
I know, I'm thinking.
Okay.
I think I'll just go with the risky one. Why not? So I'm gonna yell like, somebody's up there. We gotta get him before he gets away. And I'm just gonna like run in.
All right. All of
Is
you
it,
hear
like,
that.
on
So
fire?
what's that?
Is it like dangerously on fire still, or is it just like
There is some fire there. Yes.
um? But it's not like the whole building is burning coming down.
Not yet. No, not at all. The
Okay.
explosion was very small. The windows were definitely blow out. Things inside of the building are currently aflame, but it's not like a big, huge roaring fire.
Okay, then I'll run in.
Usually, explosions like this, like what you see in the movies, is not what really happens. What really usually happens when an explosion of that nature is like there's that initial blast, the windows get blown out, and then smoke starts to billow out. It takes a little bit before that turns into a roaring fire. But definitely, you smell smoke.
Okay, so yeah, I'll tell her that as loudly as I can. Um, not loudly enough for it to travel to the roof, but you know,
Mhm.
and then run upstairs. Well, run inside to go upstairs.
Okay. Sure. You run into the restaurant and try to find the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an athletics roll. Do you have it? Yeah. It's a talent. So you can try it straight up with your dexterity. So give me a straight dex roll to see how fast you can get up there.
It's 5 dice.
Yeah, because you have a dexterity of 5. Difficulty 6.
Okay.
Oh, nice. So you have 5 successes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the rest of you see this um, person in their early 20s scream out, "Hey, there's somebody on the roof. We gotta get him!" And then he books it into the building. You're not on the roof yet, but I'll put you up there in a second.
I made my decision based on the fact that my character has a 5 out of 5 courage.
Yeah, sure.
So
It's your character. Wordis, the cop that was talking to you, seems momentarily distracted by what just happened. Top of the order, back to Dr. Drew.
Huh. Well, my interest is piqued. He just ran inside.
Yeah, this dude just ran inside going, "There's somebody on the roof. We got to get him." That's what he just said. And just ran into the smoking building.
Okay. Well, how many cops are here? Let me see. 1, 2 are nearby.
There are 4 cops on the scene currently.
yeah, let's not follow
The two
chase.
nearest to
5
me,
5 cops on the scene, actually, at this point.
the two nearest to me, and I point to them with 2 fingers.
Mhm.
You, with me. And I dash inside.
All right. Give me a manipulation plus leadership roll.
Okay. Let's work this out. Manipulation is 2. Leadership is 1.
So 3 total dice.
Huh.
Wah,
3
wah.
fails.
You basically fail to get their attention completely. The cops are like, "Who the fuck are you to tell us anything?" You can still move, but none of them seem to be following you.
Oh, I didn't even look at them. I just dashed it inside.
Yep, they seem more concerned. Cool. Wordis, what do you do?
Is there like a fire escape on the building?
Not on this side of the building, but you can go around to either side of the building. Let me know which way you're booking it to, and you can see if you can find a fire escape that way.
I think Dr. Clarkberry is gonna look at the cops. He's gonna say, "The real enemy here are the terrorists," and he's gonna run into the building.
Are you running into the building or around the sides? Into the bu-
I guess around the sides would be the
Okay.
safer bet.
Okay. They seem to be too distracted and start to ignore you. You do, as soon as you turn the corner, there isn't one on the model, but there is a fire escape on this side of the building.
I just run up it.
Yeah, sure. Give me an athletics check.
That was a smarter move. Good job.
Yeah.
Don't know why I ran into the burning building.
So how do I calculate this?
It's dex plus athletics. You don't have athletics, but that's fine because it's a talent, so it's 3 dice with a difficulty of 6. 2, 4. All you need to do is not roll a 1. There you go, 9. So 1 success. You very clumsily, it takes you a bit, but you just barely manage. to get the bottom of the fire escape to come down, and then you start making your way up. On the next round, you'll be at the top of the roof. All right. Dr. Drew, give
Yes.
me another perception plus science check. This one's going to be a difficulty 8.
Perception 3, science 5.
Yep.
8 dice again. Let's do it. Roll.
Oh,
Fail.
you destroyed that roll. That's 5 successes.
Okay.
Okay. So, Zara, you run into the building. You're coughing a little bit at the smoke. You manage to see the stairs, and you take the stairs 3 at a time and get up to the roof. You pop out in roof access, and when you come out, this gentleman, you see some guy on the other edge here of the roof. Good doctor, as you come into this building, you start to follow the other young man who quickly outpaces you, and something gives you pause. And you don't know why it gives you pause, but looking around at the carnage of the blown out restaurant, it feels wrong. It's like, wait, like, all right, assuming that this was a gas leak already and that it was set on purpose, the devastation inside of this place, it does not follow the appropriate laws of physics. Everything in here looks blackened and charred, but the smoke that's billowing out is just the standard smoke from an explosion. There wasn't enough flame to actually warrant and cause this type of a reaction. But you're seeing it with your own eyes. So something is off about what caused that explosion. On top of that, you don't see any bodies at all. The waitress was screaming about dead people. You saw the blood that was on her. There are no bodies in here, at least that you can see. If you wanted to go deeper into the kitchens and check those out, you could, or you can continue on your trajectory and go back up to the roof.
Oh no, a science mystery? I have to investigate.
Okay. So you grab like a napkin from one of the tables to cover your mouth a little bit more, and you're moving further in.
Yeah,
Awesome.
sure.
All right, Wordus, you get up the fire escape, you get to the top of the roof, and you see that kid that was yelling at before here. And then some guy that you can't quite make out who, because he has his back to you, over here.
I'll go forward.
Okay.
Now, my character, he makes a living selling fake vaccines and like fake dick pills to people. So, like,
Mhm.
would it be inappropriate for him to have a gun? Because if you're in that kind of lifestyle, things could go
No,
bad quick.
you have enough resources where you could have a gun. I'm just gonna say you do not have it on you tonight, but let's say you have one at home, so you could go get it. But at the
Or
moment, you
in
don't.
in my van, maybe.
Yeah, definitely in your van. Absolutely in the glove compartment, there's a gun.
Okay.
Yep. So you can go back and get it in your van.
Wait, I
You
can
need me
have
to-
one too?
What's that? Yes,
have
you can also have one also. You guys can have
Oh.
guns, you just don't have one tonight, because who takes a gun at a restaurant? In New York. Texas, different story. But where? So I'm gonna say this is your van over here.
Okay.
All right. Czar. Your turn. What do you do?
Okay, so is he staring back at me? Does he see me?
You don't know if he sees you because he has his back to you, or if he spotted you before, but he's on the edge of the roof here.
So what's he doing? Like looking forward? Looking
Yeah,
over
he
here?
is looking forward currently.
Between me and him, what is there? Just roof, ACs.
Yeah,
Like,
it's straight. Yeah, roof, standard like
yeah.
AC
Okay.
units and stuff that are on the roof. The
Stuff to
little
hide behind,
spinny. Oh yeah, there's plenty of stuff to hide behind.
Okay.
It-
And can I tell if he's armed?
You not that you can tell. He's got his back to you. Definitely you can't see him carrying anything in his hands from this angle. Whether or not he may have a knife or a gun on him put away, you cannot tell.
Hmm. Okay, and in mechanics, if I like charge this guy and he pulls a gun, right? How does that play off? Like, is there a chance for me to dodge it, or am I just shot? You know what I mean?
Well, he has to make a firearms plus dexterity roll to hit you, if that's the situation that would happen.
Mhm.
And you are still entitled to give up your future action to dodge it in an attempt. But that is something you'll have to find out by trying.
Gotcha. Okay. So the first thing I'll do is I'll try to get as close as possible to an object and hide behind it, so that he doesn't see me.
Okay.
Um. Hmm.
So go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Dex plus stealth. You have 2 dots in stealth.
So that's 7.
Yep. Difficulty 7.
Oh, difficulty or 7 dice.
Difficulty and your dice pool is both 7.
Mm,
Yeah, you're fine. You managed to get a nice vantage point without being spotted by the other guy.
okay. All right. That's all I could do, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Worst, you saw like that kid on the roof, and then like he turned the corner around like an air conditioning unit, and you've lost line of sight on the kid. You do see all the way across this somebody on the roof here. All right, the guy on the roof looks over, and you can't quite make out exactly what he says, but it does definitely sound like he may have said shit or something along those lines while he's looking down. And then he starts speaking in a language that neither of you understand. And his elbows are moving like if he was playing with something in front of him. And both of you blink, and the guy's not there anymore. He just straight up disappeared.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
you guys should react to this as if something like this happened to you in real life. As far as you know,
He should
magic
be
is
dead.
not real. That's like
Yeah.
some Game of Thrones shit.
Yep.
Dr. Clarksberry is gonna reach into his vest pocket and pull out a flask and just start drinking out of it. Well, you
That's,
don't see that every day.
and let me go back to the good Dr. Drew. All right. Arc.
I am investigating.
Great. Moving along deeper into the restaurant, you go into the back in the kitchen, and this is what's super weird now. The kitchen looks relatively untouched compared to the devastation that you just experienced that's in. On top of that, the ovens and stoves, none of them look like they're on. There are 3 dead cooks here. All of them seem to be bleeding. And at cursory look, they definitely look like they're gone. Like they're not breathing or anything at all. Give me a. See what you. That's the wrong character sheet. We're doing another perception roll, but I'm seeing if you have. This is not investigation. Yeah, just straight up perception with a difficulty of 8. So it's 3 dice. Fucking hell, dude. All right.
just glad
See,
both
Two
of us.
9s and a 10. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's 3 successes. No, that's. Remember, the 2 is you do exactly what you want to do, so anything above 2 is like exceptionally well, and 8 is a high difficulty, so great job. This is. You don't know why you notice this. You don't understand why this is here. But when you walk into the kitchen, you see the devastation. It's very sad. There's some dead bodies in here. It's completely and totally off as to why everything else seems fine in here, where you just came out of a room that looked like it had gone through a giant fire. So you turn around, and just as you're about to leave, you notice something on the floor. It is a small leather-bound satchel. No bigger than a dice pouch. And you completely out of place in this room. And you might have missed it because it was just under one of the preparation stations of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
But you catch it, and it's sitting right there. Do you take it?
Hmm.
The reason that it's catching your eye is because definitely this object is completely out of place. It doesn't look like anything special, but it definitely is completely out of place in this entire room.
Did I mute accidentally? Okay.
Yeah, sorry. You might have muted it. Do you take it?
Yeah.
Okay, you have the satchel.
I must investigate.
Okay, great. All right. At this point, no need for initiative. We're back into like free order rolls. Word and Zar, what do you guys do? You just witnessed a dude disappear in front of your eyes.
I'd like to walk over to where he was standing and like kind of like investigate the area because it looked like he was touching something invisible.
But no, it looked like he was working on something in front of him, but you couldn't see because you have your back to him.
Oh, okay, never mind. I'll climb off the roof.
No, I'm gonna stand up and say,
Okay.
did you see that?
Oh, that guy like turn invisible and like fly away. Yeah, that was crazy.
He was. So it's not. Oh, we have to tell the police.
Tell him what, motherfucker? They'll get us thrown in an insane asylum.
That's why I'm glad both of us saw it. At least we can both say something.
I ain't saying shit.
Both of you guys give me a willpower roll, difficulty 7. So it's
Yeah,
your
that's,
willpower rating is the number of dice you roll.
Two passes.
Okay. So so you botched on that one and you had none?
Oh, no,
Or-
no. I rolled them and I still had them all selected, and then I clicked another button and
Oh.
it changed the dice.
No worries. How many did you get any successes at all?
I think I had like at least one.
At least one. Okay. And Zar?
Two.
2? Okay, cool. You don't know why, but like details about this guy start to slowly fade from your mind. And then for some reason, both of you realize that that's what's going on, and you manage to like shake off what the effect is, and now you clearly definitely remember that the dude was there and he disappeared.
I say again. Did you see? Did he tried to erase himself from our brains?
Yeah, that's one more reason I don't want to fuck with that dude.
We have to say something, and you are the only other witness. It can't just be me.
Okay, we'll go on Alex Jones' podcast. We'll say it there.
No.
That's the only person. That's the only person who's gonna believe us.
So great, now I have no one to back up my story, so it makes no sense that I say anything either. Whatever, this is too much trouble for me. I'll go and climb back down, probably the fire escape though.
Okay. Well, fire escape's down on this
Or
side.
actually, maybe I'll run back down the building. That's the way I came up. To see
Actually, you're
what's-
gonna have to go back down the fire escape.
I'm going to have to.
Yep, because you try to get back through the door that you came out of, and it's one of those where like you can get
Oh.
out of it, but you can't get back in.
Right. Okay. But
Mhm.
my next move is gonna try to go inside and see what I missed, like, cause I'm curious as hell about this guy now.
Sure. Alright. Let me rearrange some tokens here based on like the stuff that's been going on. Okay, you could be over there with yep. And copy. All right. Cool. Where's Art? I've put him on the roof. Okay, Dr. L's still. You're not actually on the roof, but like you're in the place. All right. Ark, what do you do?
Okay, so I have this little satchel.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there anything else of interest in this room?
No, just kitchen, standard stuff that you would find in an industrial kitchen.
Okay. Then I proceed to the roof.
All right, you come back out into the main room, and eventually you come up to the roof.
Mhm.
And when you get to the top of the roof, you find that you are alone on the roof.
Great. I missed the whole party. Yep, I take a look to see what I can see from the roof looking down.
All right. So looking down, you see now that another police car has arrived. More police are on the scene.
Mhm.
You do hear sirens off in the distance of ambulance and a fire truck as they're coming down the road.
Mhm.
And you see the crowd of people. Most of them are either giving a statement to some of the police, or they're like talking on their phones, telling people what's going on in their lives. Like, oh my god, I'm in this thing. Da 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 da. You do not see the young man who yelled about somebody being on the roof. And there's also somebody else missing from the crowd. But for the most part, that is what you currently are seeing.
Do I have more actions?
I mean, yeah, but the other people do too. So, Wordus and Zard, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna head over to my van.
Okay.
Go get that gun.
All right, Zar.
I did not bring I don't have a car. So, yeah, I said what I was gonna do. I'm gonna go and see what's up inside. Like, I'm gonna go, yeah, check out what's going on inside. I want to see what I missed, like, who was dead. Because I kind of ran all straight past it when I went to the roof.
Oh, so you're gonna come back around inside.
Yeah.
So, Zar, Ark, you definitely, like, if you're still watching, you definitely then see as they turn the corner, you see that one guy heading over and then go past the corner here, and then you see the man that yelled earlier come around from this corner and go back inside the building.
Okay.
Yelling something about, he's gone, he's gone!
I will make my way back downstairs then.
You will have to go down the fire escape.
Fire escape it is.
Yep. Alright. For a picture. These are not the images that I'm looking for. right, Wordus, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go in my glove box. I'm gonna put my piece in my the waistband of my pants.
You have a license to carry that? Because there are cops everywhere.
Oh no, it's a there's no serial. It's an unregistered handgun.
Nice.
Okay, take it
That's-
to a crime
Nice.
scene. Take it to a crime scene.
That's-
That's a great idea.
Hey, I know. That's how he rolls, man. That's how he rolls.
I understand. If I saw a guy disappear, I'd probably do the same thing. I'm just saying, it's funny.
Yeah,
You know
he's
he
like,
did.
I don't give a fuck.
When he said he was doing it, I thought about like, do I have a car? No, I don't have a car. I'm a broke student in New York City. And kind of relate.
Why am I a ninja?
No, there's a
Hmm?
fire escape there, but I couldn't put an actual fire escape on the building. It was a pre-generated building. All right, I'm trying to find. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Okay. So, sorry, you're yelling like, what? He disappeared. He disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like yelling, I'm just kind of like, you know, audibly saying it. Like you can hear me saying that while running by.
Okay.
Disappeared. He just disappeared. Where'd he go? I'm going crazy.
Uh huh. I am generating another person. Here we go. And okay. As the good doctor comes around the corner, and Akash is running in, going, "He disappeared. He disappeared." Onto the scene, out of a unmarked police car, steps out a tall woman that looks exactly like the token. If you want to look at it, I'm going to tint green. She's wearing a detective's badge around her chest. The uniformed cops, immediately recognize her, let her through, and she makes a beeline straight for Akash and say, "Hey, you! What are you doing?"
You mean going back inside?
Yeah.
Um, there was someone inside and he disappeared.
What are you talking about? What do you mean he disappeared? Like he got away from you?
I chased him to the roof. Then
Uh huh.
he disappeared. He didn't jump to the ground, and I figured I'd check downstairs. Maybe he found a way. I don't know. But
She gives you like this really weird look. Czar and Ark. You guys
Yep.
are close enough. Give me just a straight perception 8 roll. Difficulty is 8. Just your straight perception, nothing else.
Oh, so just 3 dice.
Just 3 dice.
Very unlikely. Yep.
How many do I have?
I think your perception's also 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so 3 dice.
Super fail.
Nope. Yeah.
2 pass.
Yeah, neither of you notice anything unusual. Okay. She's like, hang on. I'm like, just let me get a statement from you. So you're saying somebody, disappeared? My name is Detective McNamara.
Nice to meet you, detective.
What's that?
I said, nice to meet you, detective.
So what do you mean he disappeared? Like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand. He was up on the roof, right? And you were up on the roof with him. Now, why did you go up on the roof?
We couldn't let him get away. I shouted out to the police officers downstairs as well before I ran up.
All right, so you noticed there was some guy on the roof, All right, you ran up there to kind of get at him, and then like what? He got away from you.
Uh, you could say that. First, I hid just to see what he was doing, if he was, carrying a gun or anything. And the next minute, I looked back and I blinked, and he was gone. And I wasn't the only one there. There was another guy on the roof, and he saw it too.
Yeah, who's this other guy?
And look around for the other guy. Mm-mm-mm.
Wordus, what are you doing?
As soon as he sees Ashish pointing at him, he's gonna put the gun back in the glove box and like close it,
Fair enough.
It's funny.
and he'll walk over.
All right. Put you over here. Yeah. I'm sorry. Can I get your names, please?
Dr. Stanley Clarkberry.
Okay. Okay. You are.
Akash Ramjani.
Okay. Gosh, Ram Jenny. All right. Ark, what are you doing?
I have no idea at this point.
Hmm.
Can I open this pouch?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
When you open the
I'm
pouch,
curious.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. You open the pouch, and inside of it, there appears to be a smooth white stone. As the other two of you are talking,
Mm-hmm.
not you. You don't. You're looking at the thing in the pouch, and this is for Wordus and Czar. Detective's taking down your statements, listening to you, is like whatever, and then like her head for like a fraction of a second, like her expression changes, like similar to like if somebody like suddenly got a migraine or smelled something rotten.
Yeah.
And then she looks over to the left and then goes back to talking to the two of you. So Ark, when you open the pouch, it's a smooth round stone. Geologically, looks like a moonstone,
Mm-hmm.
polished. There are some runes carved onto it. You don't quite recognize the language.
Even with my linguistics?
Give me a roll. Give me an intelligence plus linguistics.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's 5 plus 2. 7.
7. Cool. Yeah. So this is also a high difficulty. This is difficulty 8. All right. So you have 2 1s, and then a 10, a 9, and an 8. So 1 success. All right. So on 1 success, you know that this is a language you do not know.
Great.
But you know enough about languages to notice a certain pattern into what it is. So like what it looks like to you is basically like the Elven script of the Lord of the Rings, sort of, in terms of like weird squigglies and a continual pattern. But you know that this is definitely not a Germanic language of any kind. This is not a Romance language of any kind. It definitely looks like words. They don't seem to be like just decorative markings because of the way that the patterns flow, and then you see repeating symbols. But it's definitely very, very unusual. You then hear the detective going, "Hey, you there, who are you? What do you have there in your hands? Can you come here a second?" And she calls you
Talking to
over.
me?
Yeah, she's talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Come here a second.
Okay. Which one is talking to me?
This one.
Okay.
She's talking
This is
to me.
a police officer?
This is the detective.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, officer, how can I help you?
Yeah. What's that you got there in your hands? And then she like quickly looks at back at it. Don't you guys go anywhere. Like, stay here. I'm not done with you yet. What's that you got in your hands there?
I do not know. I found this pouch in the kitchen.
What, the kitchen in here?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see that. And she asks for it.
I handed to her.
So do you hand her the pouch or just the stone?
I handed her
You
the
take the stone out.
I hand her the pouch and the stone.
Okay. Give me a perception. A straight perception plus investigation.
Okay.
The same for anybody else who was there. So the three of you.
Perception plus investigation. 5.
Yeah.
5 feels right. Let's do 5.
So it's a standard 7. So where it is for you, it's 3 dice with a roll of 7. With a target of 7
So I have a 7 and an 8.
and a 1, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Ones cancel out your successes, but that's one success. All right.
I don't notice nothing.
Okay, cool. Czar, did you roll? Czar, are you there? Czar.
No, I didn't roll. 1 second.
Okay, cool. Just making sure you were hearing. So it's for you. Your dice pool is 6. 6 dice with a difficulty of 7.
Oh no. 1 pass. Nope, not even 1. That's a 1, not a 7.
So wait, what'd you get?
All failed.
Yeah, but you also had a 1.
Yep. So
What? No, you had. Okay, so you rolled 6 dice. None of them had 7s, and you had 1.
mhm.
Yeah, that's a botch. So you didn't notice anything. The sky looks pretty. So
Birdie.
you were looking away. It's not even that you didn't notice it. But Ark, you definitely noticed this as you're looking. When she takes the pouch from your hand, she kind of tosses it up, like if when she initially picked it up, it's like if she picked something hot, but like not like scalding hot. Like if you picked up hot food that you with your hands and you're like, ooh, this still not quite ready, and you start like tossing it back and forth between your hands, waiting for it to cool. Like
Yeah.
that. She one-handed it, just kind of like tosses it up and down a few times, as she's like sort of looking at it, and then she takes out an evidence baggie and just kind of tosses in the whole thing in there, and then rolls up the plastic and puts it away. And goes, all right. So you've been inside of there. Unfortunately, you guys cannot go back inside. I don't want the crime scene to be contaminated. Why don't do you mind coming down to the station so I can take statements from all of you?
Sure.
Yeah. Let us do it.
Okay. Cool. So see y'all pile up into the cop car. And we all begin to drive away.
Sounds like a trap.
It does kind of sound like a trap, but
Mhm.
she starts the question and goes, all right, so Mr. I'm sorry, what's your last name? I just remember your first name, Akash. What's your last name there?
Ramjani.
Rambendi. You said you saw somebody disappear.
Yes. Well, from the beginning, we were waiting on the restaurant to open. All of a sudden, a waitress came out with blood on her hands, saying they're all dead. When this good doctor went to talk to her, there was an explosion, and then peeking over the top of the roof, I saw a man. So I ran upstairs, hid behind an air conditioning unit, looked back, and he was gone. That's all I know.
Okay. And two doctors here. What did you guys say?
Well, it was real smoky, and the dude had his back to me, but yeah, I stared at him, and he was gone. But that being said, I might have been concussed from the explosion. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a possibility. And you said you found this in the building? Pats the pocket where her bag is and kind of looks at.
The item that, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but I could not make out the markings on it.
Is there like a sense motive? I mean,
It has strange physical properties as well.
Yeah. If I
You do know that I am the head of the physics department over at Columbia.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I thought you would have known this.
Yeah.
You are a detective?
Yeah. She pulls up to a yellow building and says, "All right, we're gonna have to go in here real quick first. So why don't you all follow me inside?" She parks the car.
This sure doesn't look like a police station.
This is not a police station.
Oh,
This is a
God,
trap.
You brought us here to kill us.
I did not bring you here to kill you.
You're in on it with the terrorists.
What are you talking about? No, I'm not.
I mean, you're an officer of the law, and now
Yeah.
you're taking us to a private residence. This is
So do a Wordus, do a perception plus empathy. The difficulty 6.
oh,
Actually, anybody can make that roll.
where's empathy at?
Empathy is a talent, so anybody can try it just straight up with your base stat that I give you. And perception, target 6.
The empathy's so bad. Do I have empathy? I have 0 empathy.
two
Yeah,
passes.
but it's talents you can just try with a base stat without any further penalties.
Two
I like
passes.
the base
skills,
stat?
which increase the difficulty. So your base stat in this particular case is perception, is what we're using. So
Okay, 3.
yep, 3, and the difficulty is 6.
Two passes.
So I add 3 dice.
Yeah, so 3 dice, you roll them. Any 6 and above is a success. Any 1s cancel out successes.
I got 1 success.
I have
Okay.
1.
All right,
Two.
2, great. The 3 of you. All right. When she says like, "No, I'm not here to kill you or anything. I'm here to question you," you actually believe her. Like you can tell that she's not trying to be deceptive. She's not trying to like be dodgy. She's like, we have to stop by here first
Okay.
before I can take you down to the station.
All right.
Can I wait in the car?
No, I need you to come inside, please. It's not general practice for me to just leave people inside of my car.
It's also not general practice to bring people.
Hopefully, this won't take more than a few minutes. Okay. Do any of you not follow her?
No, I will follow the law.
Excellent.
Sure.
All right. So you all come into this private residence. She knocks on the door. And it is this black roof, yellow. It's exactly like you see here. Very large on its own kind of small block in downtown Brooklyn. The windows to the place all are curtained. So like they're nice big fancy windows, and inside you can clearly see like thick satin curtains. She knocks on the door, and after a few moments, the door opens, and a very well dressed butler guy answers. And the detective takes off her glasses and goes, "We need to see Gideon, please."
That's weird.
Mm-hmm. And the guy goes, "Regarding?" It's like, "The trouble. Tell him I have 3 sleepers with me, and we'll wait in the drawing room."
Did she say she has 3 slippers?
Hmm.
That is an odd number of feet.
And so the butler goes, "Yep, come on in." Do any of you not go in the building? Or do you all follow her in?
My
Yeah, I'll
interest
follow
piqued. I want to know why she only has why she has 3 slippers.
Mhm.
She should at least have 4.
I guess.
So you walk in the building, and Any of you guys ever see Doctor Strange?
The movie? Yeah.
Yeah, the movie. Do you know that Doctor Strange is like the mansion?
Yeah.
That's the general look that we're going for here. Like on the outside, looks like a standard regular building. On the inside, lots of old wood, super fancy. Also, what's really off about this place is as soon as you walk in, the hairs on the back of your arms just kind of tingle for a little bit. That you just sense that as a thing that happens. The butler leads all of you and the detective into a drawing room with big, huge, comfortable chairs, and says, "Is there any refreshments that I can get you?" And the detective goes, "I'll take a water."
Say, well, yes, thank you. I am rather parched. I will have a vodka tonic.
I'd like a Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Water would be nice, thank you.
Okay. I will fetch your drinks, and Master Gideon will be in as soon as he is able.
See, legit, gonna give me a vodka tonic? God damn.
Yeah. The guy goes to go get you a vodka tonic. The chairs definitely feel like old, worn leather, kept clean and polished, well maintained. The detective kind of eyes the three of you, and you, Ark, you especially, since like you caught on to something, you definitely notice that like she's like occasionally patting the pocket in which that pouch and that stone were in.
Mhm.
And she's just kind of eyeing you and not saying anything for a while. And then she goes, "All right, so who are you guys? Who are you really?
Well, I'm a doctor from the great state of Tennessee.
Now, you're a bullshitter, and I can tell that. But who are you really?"
I'm a grifter.
Okay.
I
That didn't take much.
That broke down
Two-step
quickly.
authentication.
That broke down quickly. Okay.
Primary check fails.
That's what-
Secondary check succeeds.
That was pretty good. I was like,
I'm not even a doctor. I have like a license in like veterinary. I'm a vet at best.
okay.
At best. Scary.
All right. Well. Huh. All right. Well.
I'm a student.
Do the words technocracy mean anything to you?
No.
I use my huge brain to decipher it. Yes, I explained what the word technocracy means.
Right. That's an etymological breakdown of the word technocracy, but no.
Correct.
Uh,
An authority structure based on technological capability.
yeah. Sure. No. Damn it. Yeah, you guys are definitely sleepers, but maybe not. All right.
She said this.
It's just sleepers, yeah. These are the words that come out of her mouth. All right.
Sleep.
What you witnessed tonight
Oop,
is
Kirby.
not normal. What you witnessed tonight, honestly, none of you should have seen. What you have seen, this presents a conundrum of sorts. Which is why I'm bringing you here instead of down at the station. All right. Look, there's no easy way of saying y'all, but any of you watch Harry Potter?
I've read the books.
I have
Okay.
not.
This might be a little harder for you to comprehend if you haven't at least seen the movies. But
You mean me, like as a person, or I thought you meant the character?
No, the character. This is the character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
the character hasn't. All right. Well, I'll start with you. You read the books, so you know how like number one Grimold Place. Nobody can see it, but it's there, sandwiched between the two buildings,
Yeah, yeah.
and like Harry and the wizards and stuff. They can see it.
I'm following you so far.
Great. So you know that's a movie, but it's a perfect analogy for something that you saw tonight. You weren't supposed to see. What happened at that restaurant tonight was no accident. The people who did these aren't terrorists. And they're not normal people. The three of you, somehow, have gotten wrapped into this. And that is a problem for the three of you.
You sounded very sincere when you said this wouldn't end with an unmarked grave.
Well, I'm not
Yeah,
going
what?
to kill you. And nobody in here is going to kill you. But, like, they're. Alright, now this is all going to sound like new wave mumbo jumbo and a lot of crystal waving and shit like that. And I didn't believe it so much as first until I was awakened. But there is a veil between our world and the awakened world, the true world.
Hmm.
Now, this perception of what's just outside goes by many names. The one that most common people call it is magic. But there are those also who believe in quantum physics. It's two ways of describing the same thing. There are things that, unless you have the knowledge and the understanding, are completely beyond mortal ken to understand. Somehow, there are some of us who wake up and are able to see. Which means that we can see the world for what it is, and there are things that we can affect for the world. But at the same time, that also means
You can see
that
us.
those. No, well, yeah, they can see you whether you can see them or not. But when things are aware that you can look at them, they tend to come after you because they want to stay hidden. Does that make sense?
Nope.
So,
What was that guy on the roof?
well, I don't know because you've only given me so much information. There's a couple of different things he could have been. However, you, and then she points to Ark's character, found this, and she pats at the thing. That definitely old magic. And I don't know whether your disappearing man made that magic or was a product of that magic. But clearly, we have an issue. Now, my job, I work for a certain organization. Whether or not you find out what that organization is, for the moment, just know that my job within that organization is when I hear about weird shit that goes down, since I'm in the New York City Police Department, I'm able to track some of that and get ahead of it before it creates any issues. And most of the time, I can just tell people to just kind of fuck off and they don't believe anything. But unfortunately, you guys seem to be retaining these memories. Most sleepers, once they see something like that, they rationalize it away or they forget. They're not able to see things like this or people like that. But you three did. So that means one of two things. One, you were really close to whatever it is, and maybe there's something affecting you at the moment. Two, you're about to awaken. If that's the case. I'm sorry, you want to say something?
Yeah, above table. Did Ark see it? The guy, I mean? Is that what you mean by see it and remember? Because I only
I did
remember.
not see the guy. I saw the guy.
He didn't. He
Did I?
didn't. He
No.
saw. He did not see the guy, but he has the object.
Ah, okay, okay,
So
cool.
that's what she was referring to.
Okay,
So
fair
like
enough.
she looked at you and Wordus when she said saw that guy, and then looked at him and tapped her thing, or saw this thing because he saw the
Yeah.
thing.
Okay,
it.
gotcha.
Um,
Yeah, so that could be a problem. Sorry, because we could be awakening.
yeah, correct. So, hence why I brought you here. And hence why we're going to talk to. And as she's saying that, in almost perfect timing, in walks in a very old man. It's hard to tell how old he is, but like definitely at least 70, if anything. Like white, stark white hair, a beard, very well trimmed and maintained, comes down about halfway down to his neck, with a connecting mustache. He is dressed in a very expensive Armani suit and walks with a cane that looks like it is emblazoned in gold. Ark, you notice a lot of the runes that you saw on that stone
Mhm.
are on this guy's cane, like the same exact pattern.
Sweet.
It's not the same exact sequences, but basically, yeah, this looks like the same alphabet. And
Then I inquire of him. What language is that?
that is the prime language, is what he says. He says that is the prime language, and when he says the prime language, the detective McNamara looks shocked. Is like, Gideon, are you just gonna be like, we don't even know what's going on with these guys? You're just gonna start dropping knowledge?
So can I just politely leave? Or I can pretend very well that this never happened. I'm okay with that.
Well, unfortunately, and this is Gideon talking now. That is not up to you, nor me. But there is something we could attempt to do. Now I know this is all
I'll be back in a little bit.
We wait for him, or
We can wait for him. You guys having a good time?
yeah, it's fun. I didn't think he was gonna take this kind of twist, but it's cool. Just when you thought there were no magic and dragons. I mean,
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Hello.
Well, sorry.
I wouldn't
don't-
mind playing like a Shadowrun campaign.
You remember that?
This is still World of Darkness. So, there were 3 different point of contacts in terms of like how this would play out based on what
Yeah.
you guys did, because there are 3 basic games to the World of Darkness. There's Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse, and Mage the Ascension.
Mage is what we got. Gotcha.
And you guys, you're gonna unlock Mage because that's what you unlock. But yes, so based on what was going on and how you guys reacted is whether or not you see the werewolves, you see the mages, or you see the vampires. You drew Mage.
That cool. That cool.
Cool. Let me save this while we're waiting for Ark.
Oh yay, nature. leather nature resist. That's what I needed.
What? Why do you need leather nature resist?
I was being sarcastic. It's just
Oh.
what Razor Lash or whatever dropped.
Oh. Oh, you're on WoW.
Stupid.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once Ark comes back, we're gonna be wrapping this up soon because it's close to midnight.
Oh, okay. I thought we was going for
Yeah.
a while again. Cool.
What's that?
I thought we were gonna go for a while again, but that's cool.
Well, I got work tomorrow, and I'm starting to get tired. We're gonna be at a good ending point when I do a couple other things. But like, if you guys liked it enough, and we can get other people roped in, I could
I
run it.
wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I could run it again.
I'm kind of invested.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. World of Darkness is one of my favorite RPG systems. Because because in terms of stats, you have a lot of control. Because it's all choice and point buys. And there's no levels. What happens is you earn experience, and then you use experience to buy either new skills or up your skills or do things.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
watched a Vampire the Masquerade campaign once. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Vampire is actually my third favorite. Mage is my favorite. And Werewolf the Apocalypse is my second favorite. Each has its very specific flavor. So like vampires, if you like a lot of like political intrigue and backbiting and people like betraying each other and shit like that. And then Mage is like if you're into weird shit.
Mhm.
And then Werewolf is for the people that like combat because that's what they're built for. Werewolves kill monsters. That's their job.
Mhm.
There's also like a cool like shamanistic side to it, but like it's a good halfway between the two.
I really want to be able to kick someone's ass with this character. That's what I really want.
Yeah.
He has like 5s in everything combat.
Mage does not mean wizard. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, gotcha. That's badass though. I'm gonna be excited.
You're probably from the way your character's built, you're probably a good candidate for the Akashic Brotherhood. The Akashic Brotherhood specialize in mind magic. That's like their specialty. So they deal with like thoughts, reality, and telepathy and like stuff like that. But their whole shtick is they're basically like kung fu monks. So it's the whole mind, body, and spirit thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
My character doesn't sell snake oil anymore. He sells dragon oil.
Yeah. I was trying to see what convention would fit Wordus's character.
When I sell you the dick pills, they make your dick like 6 feet long.
Yeah. Ooh. And I hear my Discord doing the little bleep bleep like somebody sent me something, but I don't see anything.
Huh.
Weird. Did Ark fall down a well?
No clue.
Yeah, he's probably beating his kids to sleep.
I thought you only had one kid.
I really doubt that's what he's doing. Yeah. Really doubt that's what he's doing.
By the way, you guys like the set?
Oh, the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I did some modification to it. I added like that extra area with the trucks and stuff. And then I added the cars and the people.
Yeah.
But everything else keep us part of the thing. I just went through and just was searching for a modern setting. RPG.
this look very New York.
Yeah, it's better than the other ones I've
Yeah,
found.
what do you want?
Let me see if I still have the. Yeah, because I have this saved already, so you guys are good. But this is. I'm going to load the other one I found, and it was just not as interesting.
It kind of looks like a zombie side map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there were no doors. It
Yeah,
was-
this is not even half as good.
yeah, no. It took me a while searching, and then when I found it, I was like, yep, no, this is better.
Oh shit.
Mm.
Hurry back.
Guys,
Hey,
want to stay and play, but the wife is acting up. So,
hey, we're just about to wrap it up. So
oh,
yeah, because it's getting. I have to work also. But I'll make it real quick because you gotta go. In case we ever want to play this again, because I have it saved. So basically, this guy Gideon, the thing that he explains, he elaborates a lot on what uh, Detective McNamara was saying. And the thing that he offers is like, there's a ritual that we can perform, and it will see if you have an avatar shard in your soul. And if it is so, you will awaken. Um, and if not, then you will forget that you have ever even met any of us. Um, should it be that you awaken, if you so choose, we can still you. And if we do, we put you to sleep. But we do not like doing that because it means that we are essentially destroying that avatar shard inside of you instead of letting it reincarnate into the future. However, we do not take it upon us to have the habit of stilling people against their will. We want to give you a choice. So it is very simple. If you wish to open up to the greater world and awaken to what's going on, if you do so, then you do so by agreeing to operate within some of the laws that we have set forth. If you decide that you do not want this, we can make sure that this will never bother you ever again. So
Eh,
with that, choose.
I'm down.
I will pursue knowledge wherever it takes me.
Reluctant, but interested. Take 'em.
Cool. All right. And we'll end it here. And this is a good spot. And that way, if people want to join us, and if I ever run this again, it's a good place to like introduce other people. Because then we get like, and these motherfuckers that we found over here, and you guys are now friends.
Yeah, that's a great way to shoehorn people in.
Yeah. All right. Well, good night, Ark and Czar and Wordus. Thank you guys for indulging me for an evening.
No,
Yeah,
this
fun.
is
it was a
pretty
good
cool
time.
stuff.
All right.
And
If I ever run this again, I'll let you know. Definitely not for a few weeks. But all right.
Good night, all.
Where does you have a
Thanks, Evan.
flask
no
already?
problem.
Take it easy, guys.
What'd you say?
You have a flask already?
Yeah.
Okay. Um.
Damn,
guess-
I should have said no. Were you about to offer me a flask?
No, I was not. I'm not giving them out, but I had my pally parked at BWL, and he has the recipe now, so I'm just checking if
Oh,
anyone
okay.
needs before it locks out tomorrow.
All right, good night.
All right, night.
Well met. Safe travels.